Hi everyone, and welcome back to the ChromaticKnits podcast. My name is Michelle, and this is my place on the internet where I talk about all of my yarny creations. You can find me on Instagram as chromatic_knits, and you can find me on Ravelry as ChromaticKnits. I am so glad to be back. It's been about a month, a little bit over a month, since the last time I did a general podcast. I have been posting more videos in between, and I really have liked seeing your comments and getting your feedback on those videos. So I'll continue to make similar videos, but make some adjustments as I go. So it's all a learning curve. Thank you for sticking with me through it. I really appreciate it. If you like my content, please feel free to subscribe and like down below. It really does help me out. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Ravelry as well, because I'll be posting on Instagram the majority of it. More often than Ravelry, but feel free to follow me both places. So it is September, and it is almost football season, which means that for those of you who've never heard of it, there's this thing called the Pigskin Party. Boston Jen does it every year from the Down Cellar Studios podcast, and it's a lot of fun. You sign up, you get put on a team, and then every yard that you knit while you're in the contest, and that you complete the project within the time frame, that yard goes towards your team's total, and you earn points for your team. So it's like so many points per yard, I think, or per there's like ranges of yards. And then, which is great. And then it's a big competition to see who can win, and then you can win in your conference, and then there's a win overall. And throughout, they'll be picking out prizes for people who do the knit along as well, especially those who use her sponsored items. So she has different levels of sponsors, and if you use a sponsored item, you can get more entries and more opportunities to win, or get more points as well. So you can enter a project multiple times if you're using a sponsored event or sponsored item. So whether that's a yarn, bag, notions, whatever it is, and all the instructions are on her group. So the way to sign up is to go to the Down Cellar Studios Ravelry group. So you go to the group, and then there's a thread called Pigskin Party Start Here, and you can sign up and get all the information there about how it works and what it means to be part of the Pigskin Party. For anyone who decides to join, I'm on Team 12. I just found out she did the initial sorting of people on September 1st, and then there'll be, you can join at any point up until the end of football season. So feel free to join me there if you're interested or you have any questions. Feel free to let Boston Jen know, but I'd be happy to try to answer those as well. I'm not partnering with her or anything. I just like it. It's just something that I've done every year for the past couple of years, and I've really enjoyed it. So just want to kind of spread that along to as many people as possible, because it is really a good time, and you get to meet some new people on Ravelry and on the internet that are interested in what you're doing, which is really important for people like me who live in a place where there are knitters, but not a ton of knitters. So it's really nice to meet new people from all over. So there's that coming up. And then the other thing that's going on, so you've probably seen this all over the place, but Stephen West finally released the name of his mystery knit along that is going to start October 5th. So it's going to be called Geo Gradient. It uses a 4-skein fade / gradient. And they have kits at Stephen and Penelope, and they have kits other places. Like I got my kit from Moonglow Yarn Co. But there are tons of other places that are doing kits, or you can get it from your LYS, because it's a super popular knit along. I will be doing it again this year, and I'm super excited. I have some people here that I'm doing it with, and if I would love to do it with anyone here that's interested, please feel free to comment down below, and I would love to keep in touch, or feel free to message me on Instagram. I would love to hear about your progress and what you think of the project and what kind of yarn you're using. Um, it's going to be really interesting. I always love using or doing Stephen West's MCALs because I am 100% a process knitter. I'm not a product knitter at all. 100% a process knitter. I really just enjoy learning new things, and his knitting style is very simple. So if you know how to knit and purl and do basic like increases and decreases, you can usually do like 95% of his patterns. So he does a lot of tricks with like slip stitches or yarn overs and that kind of thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if those types of things show up in this shawl. I'm also very suspicious because he said that only 4 stitch markers are needed for this project. In the past, it's been like 100, or at least it felt like 100. Like last one, it was like 60. You needed like 6. Like it was a crazy number, and I was like, "Are you sure?" Like that's a lot. That's a lot. But it's only 4 this time, which is very interesting. And you have to have another needle. You have to have another cable or needle to put stitches on hold, which is also interesting. So I just got my pattern. So you can go ahead and order the pattern now, and then you'll get an update with Clue 1 when it comes out on October 5th. So you can order it on Ravelry, or you can order it on on Westnit's website as well. Um, I'm not sure how it updates on Westnitz if he just emails it to you. I don't know how that works because I've always bought it through Ravelry. But in Ravelry, you get an email that says, this pattern has been updated, and then you can go in, and then there'll be a separate pattern for Clue 1, and then eventually, so there'll be a separate kind of pattern sheet for each clue, and then after the whole thing is out, it will release the entire pattern. Um, and usually right after the excuse me, the new clue comes out, there'll be a video on YouTube that goes along with it. So Stephen West, I'll link them down below, has a couple of videos up about how to pick your yarn, what to look for, the kind of and about a little bit about the pattern. So I will link it down below and what you're going to need and that kind of stuff. There'll be some more videos coming out, I'm sure, because he usually does within the next couple of weeks as we get closer. But he always starts with the biggest video that is just showing off the different gradients that they're going to have available at Stephen and Penelope, so that they have time for you to order them and get them shipped out to you, because a lot of people order them internationally, so that they have time to get them. So yeah, so that order at Stephen Penelope already happened. It was yesterday. Um, but I know that they usually end up having more kits available, and then tons of other dyers have already started getting their own kits available for the GeoGradient, just because, again, is a huge deal, and tons of people do it from all over the world. So yeah, so if you're doing it, let me know, because I'm super pumped for it. Always am. Love Stephen West. Um, Again, just because process knitter, 100%. Um, yeah. And have I finished my MCAL from last year? No, I haven't. I've finished Clue 1 and 2, and I'm on Clue 3, but I haven't finished it. Am I going to finish it this year? No, I'm not. I'm going to finish it next year. That is on my list for next year. But, again, it's all about the process. And it's really tough because last year's you can't really do like while you're doing something else. So I do a lot of my knitting while I'm working, and you really can't do it because you have to there's some twisting of stitches and things that you need a little bit more process for. But for the most part, his stitching is very simple. Um, but yeah, so really, really interested in hearing about that and seeing what that's going to look like. Um, and I've convinced a couple of my friends to do it with me, which is very exciting. So definitely always fun to do a knit along with other people. Okay, So we are 10 minutes in and I haven't shown any knitting. So let's get into it. So like I said, I've done a lot of knitting over the past couple of weeks since the last time I showed you and checked in with you. So let's talk about the things that I've finished. So at my knit night, so I have a knit night every week, except this week because it's on Mondays and the library is closed on Monday, but it's at my local library. If you're in Jonesboro, check out the library. That's where it is. But there was someone dropped off a bag full of yarn that they were giving away, and they were giving away this yarn that I had never heard of in my life. Adrian Vittadini in the Emma base. I don't know. It is 50% cotton, 40% viscose, and 10% silk. And there were 4 of these. So each of these was 50 grams, and there were 4 of these. So I used all 4 of them, and I knit this dishcloth. A dish towel, I should say. So it'll be like that. Fold it over. So this is going to be a Christmas gift, I already know. And it's a nice neutral color. So it'll go for anybody in any house or any decor that might be around. So nice beige, like a goldy beige. And so that is done. For this, I used a free pattern called the Chili Pepper Kitchen Towel pattern. The sample that is the image for the pattern. So the actual pattern is like this, and then it's the same thing on the back, but I didn't have enough yarn for that. So it's like this twice. So it's like twice as big. And I didn't have enough yarn for that, so I just knit what I had, and then I just bound off, as one does. So I think this is big enough to be a towel, though, so it'll work out. And actually, I'm showing the wrong side. This is the right side. With those knit stitches that stockinette. So yeah, this is a free pattern on Ravelry. You can check it out. It's just basic, alternating rib. And then I finished a dishcloth. So I finished the yarn that I was using before, and I started this like peachy color, whatever you want to call that. So yeah, starting on that because they had this dishy available for $1.99 during their summer sale, and I was like, do I like that color? It's okay. Like I don't dislike it, but I'm not a huge fan. But also I was like, it's $2 and I can make Christmas gifts out of it. So I bought it. So I bought 4 of them. And that's how that works. Okay. Next whip. So the thing I've worked the most on is my Melting Marle blanket by Stephen West, actually. And this is a Christmas gift for my niece. And I've knit, let me find my progress keeper. It's on here somewhere. There it is. Okay. So if you can see my little butterbeer, again, it's Harry Potter season because it's September. And September 1st is back to Hogwarts. So I've changed all of my progress keepers to Harry Potter theme. Do I support J.K. Rowling for the record? No, I don't, because she's a transphobe. But did I already own these things? And is the money that I paid from this stitch marker going to J.K. Rowling? No. It's going to an artisan who it's actually going to Secret Miniatures. And yeah. So just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, so I've knit a few inches on this. Really excited about it. Almost done with the 3rd section. And then I have basically this, but like 3 or 4 more times to go. So I'm going to knit it until it's about 6 feet long. So we'll have to see how long this is when I finish the third section, and then go from there. Figure out how long it needs to be for this to be 6 feet long. So, almost dropping stitches. But yeah, so that's coming along nicely. I really like this pattern. The only thing I don't like about it is that you have to purl a couple rows, and the rows are like 300 and something stitches long, which is just a lot. It's like almost 400 stitches across, which is a lot. So yeah. But anyway, but the pattern's really simple. Stephen West, mostly just knitting and purling. Okay, set that over there. And then I have the project I worked on the least, which is my Mitten. Oh no, I always mess up the name. Mitten Garland Advent. So I started the, what mitten number is this? 13th mitten. So all I have is the number 13 done on it, if you can see that. See, it just says 13. And I just started it. That's all that I've gotten done on it so far, and that's what it looks like on the back. Again, this is by Kathy Lewinski. It's a pattern, the paid pattern on Ravelry, and I'm using Knit Picks palette because that is the recommended yarn and because it's cheap. So, and this is a decoration. So that's what we're gonna go with. But yeah, so I'm using the recommended yarn. It is super addicting, and I really do like using them. I really do like making them, but it is a lot of work. Like, you feel like you're knitting and knitting and knitting, and like nothing happens. Like, you look down and you're like, I have made no progress, or very little progress. But you know, that's how it goes. And then my next whip, I've been working on my Habitation throw by Helen Stewart. I'm into the greens, finally. So I only have the blues and the purples left after this. So we're starting to get into the teals, blue, greens, and about to be into the blues. But my Hedwig stitch marker right there. Yep. So I've knit a few. It's like 11 and a bit stripes. So I'm on the decreases now, working my way down, and each stripe is going to get thicker and thicker as we get down to less and less stitches. So it's exciting. Almost done, getting into the home stretch on this one. So over the hump of halfway done. Again, this pattern, super simple, mostly just garter stitch. So if you are a garter lover, this would be 100% a pattern for you. This yarn that I'm using, it was a kit from a homespun house, which is Marle. And yeah. So I don't think she has the kits anymore. It's been a while. I think I bought them like a year ago, almost. So yep, this is my second one that I've made. Would highly recommend this pattern because it's so simple and I just love easy and breezy. So that is all of the knitting that I have done. I have bought a little bit of yarn though. So I went up to my local yarn shop, which is called Unraveled, which you would have seen an interview with Petra, who is the owner up there in Paragold. And I got a few things. First of which, I got this sticker sheet of just different animals knitting, which is really exciting. For any of you who don't know, I love hedgehogs. 100% love hedgehogs. I had a hedgehog for a while. I mean, obviously they don't live very long, but loved it, loved her, and just love hedgehogs. So when I saw a hedgehog knitting, I was like, so this is coming home with me. And I own some pins by Clever Clove, who's the maker of this. You can check out Clever Clove on Instagram. They have a bunch of stuff in their shop too. And then Unraveled has a bunch of their stuff as well that you can check out. And then I got this. Yep, I got more yarn. So I got this. This was a set of two yarns that Emma's Yarn put together for the yarn crawl, for the Arkansas yarn crawl. So it's like a dark purple, if you can see that, and this like tealish bluish color, which I love. And I'm thinking about making a shawl design with these, so be on the lookout for that. Each of these are 400 yards, 100 grams fingering weight. It's an 80% superwash merino, 20% silk. So not nylon, silk. So, and they're so soft, y'all. They are so soft. Like 100% would recommend. You could use this for socks because the silk is going to make it stronger. But I'm thinking a nice drapey shawl with these because they just feel so nice. I just want them up on my face. I just want to squish them. So I have those. And then I have two Cascade Heritage in, let's see, color number 5672, which is black. And then color 5618, which is more of like a natural color. Instead of like bleached white, it's like a natural. So these are going to go together to be a project that you will see eventually. But this is going to be one of my own designs as well. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be coming eventually when I get time to write it down and / knit it, which will probably be in 2024. Because all the Christmas knits and the GeoGradient MCal are happening. But we'll see. You never know. Maybe the impulse control won't happen, and then I'll just end up casting them on tomorrow. Who knows what will happen? Oh, talking about impulse control, I do have another whip. Let me see. Did I grab it? No, I didn't. Hold on. Brief pause. I forgot this whip. So, I finally, a few weeks ago, frogged my sweater. And I put some of it back on the original cones, and then eventually I just got tired of separating because I was holding the strands double, and I got tired of separating them and putting them on separate cones and just ended up making this giant yarn ball that's like almost the size of my head. And this is what it looks like after I've knit some of it. So I was just staring at it and I'm like, I really want that sweater still. So even though I was like, yeah, I'm totally just going to work on my projects that I've been working on so that I can get something done, I cast on the sweater. I cast on the exact same pattern. And I did a gauge swatch. Good job, me. Good job. I did a gauge swatch. I went down 2 needle sizes. And I'm considering going down a size in the pattern as well. Because the last time I made this, it was ginormous. Like, I know that I'm a big person, but like, it was huge. Like, there's absolutely no way I could have worn it like that. And I'm like, I might go down a size from what I was making. And I've gone down 2 needle sizes, which will also make it go down basically a size or 2 from what I was knitting before. So I'm hoping that will be enough to make it the size that I need it to be. So, but yeah, my gauge swatch was on gauge. So it should be good now that we've gotten the right needles on. and we're using the same yarn. So fingers crossed that this is second time as the charm. But that is working up in my bags by Awesome Granny bag with cats knitting, which is adorable. And I know I've shown this on here multiple times, but like, it's adorable. So yeah, love that. And what else? So I got 4 skeins of yarn that came in. Just doing a stash update. So 400 yards came in of all the projects that I knit on. 200 grams went to that towel, 15 grams went to the mitten, 30 grams to the dishcloth, 128.6 grams went, 68 grams went to the melting Marle blanket, and 117.5 grams went to the Habitation throw, making it 491.18 grams, which means that I almost knit a whole skein out of stash above what I purchased. So, again, good job, me. We're doing it. We're in the negative. We're almost there. We only have like 8,000 more skeins to go. But you know, as a couple of my friends say, it's going to be my retirement because I have more yarn than I have, what is it, more yarn past life expectancy? 100%. And one of the things that I've purchased to put all this yarn in that I just got at my knit night on Friday was this bag, which, so one of my friends, Cindy, she may or may not watch this podcast, but she really liked this bag and she let it, we were there, she saw it, she was thinking about it, ended up not purchasing it. And I knew that if I was like, but I really liked it. And she didn't purchase it and she didn't purchase it. And then we had a knit night there and she was thinking about getting it. And then I was like, no, bro. I was like, you've waited so long and never purchased it. So I'm gonna get it because that was one of the things. If you got the Stephen West kit through Stephen and Penelope, you got a bag and you got the kit. And I was like, well, I didn't get a kit through Stephen and Penelope, so I got a kit through um, Moonglow Yarn Co. And then this equals about the same as a kit from Stephen and Penelope would be, or even a little bit less. So this is a Della Q bag. So I called up I messaged my LYS because she does. So Petra, if you are interested in purchasing from her, you can just Facebook message her, which is what I did, or you can text her, and then she'll send you pictures of what she has. So I thought she had a red bag, and I was like, I'm gonna get the red bag because that red is my favorite color. But she didn't have a red bag. She had this bag, a goldish yellow bag, and a green bag. And yellow and green just aren't my jam. And I was like, okay, I got to get the purple bag. So I was like, send me the invoice. I will pay you now. I will pick it up at midnight. And Cindy, Cindy and I and our friend Tina rolled up to this knit night, and Cindy was like, I'm gonna get that bag. And I was like, I already got it. Cindy was trying to convince her not to sell it to me, to Petra, and I was like, I already bought it. I already had her invoice me. So 'tis mine. And with this bag, you get the mesh bag, you get the mesh outer bag, which will fit my Geo Gradient shawl, and then you get an inner bag, get a small like sock sack type bag, you get a long strap, and you get a pair of really sharp scissors. So they come in a little, and it's like the keychain is hooked on here, and I don't want to unhook it. Um, but yeah, so you get all that, and then you get like a little notebook and whatever this is. Oh, it just tells you what came in with your bag. But yeah, so I really like it so far. I haven't put anything in it because I'm saving it for my Geo Gradient. But yeah, I just thought it was really funny because she kept trying to sneak and take my bag the whole night. She's like, "Don't you need someone to watch your bag?" And I'm like, "No, no, I don't. I got this." So yeah, so that came in. So excited about it. It's gonna be my Geo Gradient, and which is actually gonna be in blues as well. So the outside, the leather is purple, but the actual bag looks blue to me. So really excited about that. So it'll all kind of match and it'll be nice. That is all I have for knitting purchases, all of those things, yarn. So um, if you don't want to hear about the life things, thank you for joining me. I always love having you here. I will see you next time. If you want to hear about life things, it is September, which means for me that it is Harry Potter time because September 1st is back to Hogwarts. So every year on September 1st, I rewatch the Harry Potter movies because it is a tradition that I love and that I do every year. So currently I'm on movie 5. Yeah, I'm on movie 5. And I got the new Hogwarts game, Hogwarts Legacy game on the Xbox One, which I'm loving. It is so much fun. Like I just started it last night and I've already played it for 4 hours, which for me is a lot because I suck at video games. Like so bad. Like I've I've beaten one game. No, I've beaten okay, I've beaten one game on my own, and then I've beaten a couple other games with the help of someone else. But that one other game, Harry Potter game, it was Harry Potter 6. So, yeah, I just don't like the attention span plus the like figuring stuff out thing is like not my jam. But I am really liking the game, and I've been spending a lot of time playing it. Um, as far as anything else new, that is pretty much it. My cat is out of the vet, which is fantastic. My cat was in the vet. I don't know if I even said that last time. He was in the vet for a while. He was in for like a week. And he's out now and he's healthy and he's happy and he's acting totally normal again, which is super weird, but I'll take it. I'm I'm just happy that he's happy and healthy and that's what I wanted in life. So um so yeah, so that is there and then the rest of it, I mean, we've just been here. I haven't really done anything. I've just been working and knitting, and that's about it. So, um, and making new content for you all. So, if you have any ideas of videos you'd like to see, please put them in the comments down below. I'm always looking for new ideas. And that is all I have. So, I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.